Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday night. Good to have you all here. I know there's a few of you in the chat already, but if this is your first time, then the whole point of this stream is questions and answers. Why am I so dark? I feel like I'm very dark. That's better. Yeah. So if you have questions about cameras, lenses, drones, audio stuff, lighting, whatever, ask in the chat. I'll do my best to answer it. And there's some other pretty cool people in the chat too that can also answer stuff. And yeah, I don't have anything specific to talk about tonight. So like you want to ask me about the C50, you want to ask me about the A7 IV. Those are the two cameras I've been working with a lot. There's A7 V here, C50 I'm streaming on right now. Might sneeze. Guess not. So yeah, anyway. It hasn't been super cold here lately. We've been getting a lot of snow. So the roads are a mess. The other day, there was hundreds of cars off the highway because they would get sucked into the deeper snow, and then that's it. Once you get sucked into the deeper snow, you're kind of gone. So, yeah. I do have no news, though. If you were here on the stream last week, you will know that my 4Runner at 386,000 and change miles is on its last legs because of frame rust. The engine and the transmission are still going strong, so, and everything else is good. It's the frame rust. So that is unfortunate. I was hoping to drive it to 500,000. I'm still looking into a couple of fabrication shops up here to see if, you know, how bad the frame rust is and if it's worth it to try and repair. But in the meantime, I was looking at 4Runners, you know, and I think I have one that I have one that I'm working on. Where's my, there we go. I got to change this real quick. I have one that paperwork is started on. It's in Oregon. And then I am probably going to, over the course of the next couple of months, drive it to Key West, Florida. Because let's face it, the truck is already down there, and I'm not going to drive it down from Alaska again just to drive to Key West and drive as far south as you can drive in the continental U.S. And then drive back across the states and then drive up to Alaska in late April, early May, somewhere in there. So, but I'll have it there while I'm at NAB and stuff like that. And yeah, so it'll be a fun trip. I'm going to bring a couple of my kids along in different phases of it because it'll take place over a couple different phases. And Mike for food. I hope they let me in Canada. So I'm going to buy this 2023 TRD Pro with pretty low miles, like 20,000 miles, and almost immediately put 10,000 miles on it. But it'll be my only 4Runner that I've ever driven as far south as you can drive in the U.S. And then when I get it up here next summer, fallish, I'll drive to Dead Horse and drive it as far north as you can drive in the U.S. And yeah, that'll be fun. So, let's see. Yeah, ask questions. It's a hangout and chat tonight. Mark H., you've been flying the Mavic 4 Pro in Minnesota, minus 14 last week? Jeez. Dude, Mavic 4 handles it well, though, right? Drone shots, Gary Higgs said. Sparky's Video Productions. Sparky, I'm trying to see if I can make it through your way. So, I'll keep in touch with you. Let's see. Canada has 10C 50 Freedom Units. Mike for food. Where are you in Canada, Mike? Bob Casey, let's see, 58 degrees in San Antonio. Oh, that sounds lovely. Right by the Rocky Mountains. Oh, okay. So Mike for food, I might be driving through your area. But I think we're going to go through up to Whitefish, Montana, because we got some family stuff there. And then drive from there up to like Calgary and then over to Dawson Creek. And I mean, that's a long drive, but yeah. Have you shot on Super 16 or Super 35 film? I have not, Harriet. Let's see. How cold have I flown the Mavic 4? So far, the coldest I've flown the Mavic 4 Pro is 46 below zero Fahrenheit. It's like 40, what is that, 44, 45 below Celsius or something like that. So that's cold. The coldest I've flown the Mavic 3 Pro was 57 below Fahrenheit, which is really cold. Yeah. Tuning in from Space City. Nice. Crash Cart Rate. Just click on my order of Neo 2 from the reseller on Amazon, but after not getting updates, I cancel the order from your link. Should be here today. Oh, it ordered from my link? Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I really do appreciate when you all use affiliate links because it does help me out a lot. It really does. Into the woods. Do I ski? I used to ski. I do cross-country ski sometimes still, or backcountry ski. But not as much as I used to. Snowshoe and backcountry ski more than anything. My youngest son got a snowboard for Christmas, so he is super into snowboarding right now. And, yeah. Scotty V, what's up from New Braunfels, Texas? I'm very happy with your C50. If you had to pick C50 or Sony a7 IV, that's a good one. That's a hard one because I'm a hybrid shooter, so I do a lot of photo work and I do a lot of video work, and oftentimes when I'm working, I do both photo and video work at the same time when I'm out like doing the helicopter tour stuff or anything like that. So in that case, I would say like probably the Sony a7 IV just because it's a little better setup for hybrid work that way. But as far as image quality for video, I love the C50. It is fantastic. I absolutely love mine. All right, am I switching out the frame? No, Mark, it's to get a frame here. So a frame, like a new frame, is about $7,000 or $8,000 from Toyota. And then to freight it up here would be like another $5,000. And so 3,000 something. So it's not worth it. I looked into, there's a place in Arizona that has a lot of rust-free frames, but you know, they're a good deal, but to get it up here is just so cost prohibitive that I'm like, well, at that point, I might as well see if I can find a different one, you know, a V8 version maybe, which I would like to get a V8 version, and then this car is eventually going to be my son's, or the next version of it, whatever we get, it's going to be my son's, so we'll see. I don't know. Moment of silence for the fallen Forerunner. Yeah, Mike, for food, exactly. JB Weld and duct tape will fix it right up. Highlander. So we have a Highlander. That's the family car, and that's at $206,000 right now and still going strong. Toyota makes some good stuff. Bob Casey picks of the Forerunner. I do. Yeah, and then I'm going to show you guys an astrolapse as well that I shot with the a7 IV. So, let's see. Gotta do this here. I always forget which. There it is. There it is. That's the Forerunner. And I've already got an extensive list of stuff that I will be doing to it. So, yeah. Slowly but surely, I'll build it out into another good, you know, mobile rig that I use for basically working and living out of. And I'll do a video about it. And I think I'm going to do a video about, like, as I do the road trip across the U.S. too. Like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do it about yet, but you know, a lot of my videos will incorporate that trip because it'll be in different sections in between work and stuff like that. It's going to be a process. So ideally, I'm supposed to go pick it up February 8th or 9th, somewhere in there, when I'm on my way back from working at the Chicago Auto Show. And then I'm going to drive it from there to a friend's house and drop it for a few weeks, and then go back down and do the Key West part and back over to Vegas in mid-March-ish, maybe. And then the car will stay in Vegas till NAB, which is the third week of April. And then from NAB, I'm going to do some other stuff with Jevin, like we're going to go off-roading in California, Las Vegas, Nevada area together, and do some content together, off-roading. And then I'll probably start driving north shortly after that. So I hope they will let me in Canada. I hope so. Fourth Gear, hey, what's up? You know what's wild? Fourth Gear is like I was fine all day, and then as soon as I started the stream, all of a sudden my nose gets all stuffed up. I got to sneeze and got all kind of phlegm in my throat. I don't know. It's just weird. Nice. Hamu, welcome. Mike for food. If you ever have a guide for the Canadian Rockies, let me know. You just live at the foot of them. Nice. This will be the 15th time, I think, that I've driven the Canadian-Alaskan Highway, which is a lot. I'm glad to not be doing it at winter because for some reason, most of my trips up the Canadian-Alaska Highway have been during the winter, which is not the most ideal time to drive it, but, you know, it's a time to drive it, that's for sure. You have a lot less traffic to contend with, and if it's a full moon, you basically don't need headlights if there's snow, so yeah. Anyway, what's my most underrated gear for my car related to camera stuff? Definitely my DJI Power Station 2000. I use that thing all of the time for charging, and just that thing is a beast and I love it, and I'm probably going to buy another one because I can't get any shipped up here, so I'll buy one when I'm down there and then put it in the car, bring it up with me. And then what else? That and just good magnet mounts. Magnet mounts are really useful on a car for like action cameras, for just all kinds of stuff. Yeah, those are my two like most underrated gear, I think. Donna Brennan, can I safely shoot my Mavic 4 Pro in a single digit shoot width without messing up engineering? We have a foot of snow and I want to shoot some of the snow footage. Good luck on your new wheels. Thank you. Yes, I have flown mine at 46 below zero, 20 below zero, 30 below zero, 10 below zero. Mark H in here has flown his at 14 below zero, something like that in Minnesota. It will handle the cold temperatures. The biggest thing is I have videos about how to fly drones in cold temperatures. Watch those. The most important thing is keep those batteries warm before you put them in the drone and start flying. That will help tremendously. And then depending on the temperatures, keep your flights short and check for icing on the propellers, because that can also play a factor. So, you know, go up, fly a little bit, come back. If there's any icing on the propellers, you need to stop. If there's no icing, then you can probably fly for a little bit longer, but just keep your flights short and careful. Calgary is where you're at? Oh, nice, Mike. Yeah, well, I might might do meetups and stuff like that. I'm not sure how much of a hurry I'll be in to get through to drive. I mean, at that point, I'll have almost hit 10,000 miles of driving in that new 4Runner. Thankfully, it has heated seats. And so, at least there's that. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the plan is we'll go through Calgary and then up through, what's the next big, is it Prince Rupert is the next big one up there? Fort Nelson? Dawson Creek, Fort Nelson, and so on. Stop in Michigan for a visit. I wish I was coming that far north, fourth gear. I am not, though. At least not this time. Newer drones like Mini 5 Pro are limited to 30 meters, 100 feet with poor GPS. Do you know if there's a way around it? Mini 3 does not have that restriction. I don't think there's a way around it. I don't think there's a way around it, unfortunately. Batteries love to deplete in cold weather. Yes, they do, Bob. Does the C50 have a Super 16 mode? Yes, I think so. You can punch in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, it has a Super 35 mode or APS-C mode, and then you can also punch in more if you want to. I mean, it's not a Super 16 mode, but it's definitely like cropped in the sensor a lot. Mark H, thank you for the super chat, Mark. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Here we get DJI firmware until January 27. Not sure after that. Yeah, and I don't really know how they're going to stop firmware updates. Like, you can VPN and all of that, and it's irritating, annoying, and especially when they put out a video talking about American drone dominance, and 3 of the shots in there are DJI products, clear as a bell because they have the DJI logo on there. It's just like, okay. I can't take you seriously anymore. It just is ridiculous. So, best way to keep your batteries warm before a sub-zero flight. Fourth gear, I keep mine like inside my jacket. That is a good way. The other way you can do it is get the like hand warmer, like, you know, tear open hand warmers that heat up, and just keep those with the batteries in a bag and keep that bag sealed up until you're ready to pull it out. So, Okran Basar, hi from Istanbul. Wow, I think you might be the first person who's tuned in from Istanbul. 4 a.m. Whew, you're up early. Just got a Mavic 4 Pro, the DJI Nano, Osmo 360, Mic 3 set, and a Sony A7 III. Nice. Would I recommend upgrading to the Sony A7 IV or make do with the A7 III for now? Akin, I hope, Oricon, maybe? I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering your name. The A7 V is a massive improvement from the A7 III. I had the A7 III. I love that camera. It was phenomenal, especially when it came out. The A7 V is a huge improvement over that. So I would say if you have the budget for it, and you feel the limitations of the A7 III, especially in video mode, you'll notice a huge difference. Well, in photo mode too, actually. Then I would say, yeah, go for it. If you're happy with the A7 III, like, that is great image quality, especially photos. It does really well in photos. Videos where it struggles because you don't have any 10-bit codecs. But then again, if you're not filming in S-Log, the 10-bit codec doesn't make as much of a difference. So, yeah, that's kind of where I would be. The A7 III is still a great camera. In fact, I kind of want to do a video about, like, buying the A7 III in 2026 and going out and doing... Maybe I should do that on my road trip. I wonder if I could stop by MPB. Because they have them. I bet they have them. Oh, that's a good idea. Anyway, so, yeah, if you have the budget for it and you have the need for it, like you have work and stuff like that, then yes, because you will see a big improvement. What it will do is make your life a little easier, I guess is what I should say, because the autofocus is that much better. Stabilization is better, especially video-wise. And the like image quality, definitely, like, it's better. It's a pretty big improvement. So, oh, I should play you guys this. So this is I have a video coming about the A7 V in low light and astrophotography, and I wanted to show you one of the astrolapses that I shot. If I can find it, there we go. This is one of the astrolapses that I shot with the A7 V and the 20mm f1.8. Right off the side of the road. Because all of a sudden the Northern Lights just kind of went crazy. And it was like, oh my gosh, I got to capture this. So, like, really, really solid image quality for astrophotography. But you're going to want to watch the video. Yeah, use hand warmers. Yeah, hand warmers, definitely... Great way to go. Alaska's clearly huge, but how far from Scott Balcom? Scotty, I saw Scott yesterday, Monday. In fact, I have a couple of his lenses here. He and I are about an hour away, driving-wise. We're not that far distance-wise. We're like 40 miles or something distance-wise. But the way you have to go around to get to each other is a little ways. So he and I chat pretty often, and then I borrowed a couple things from him. I don't know if he's borrowed anything from me yet, which feels kind of one-sided. But, yeah, Scott's cool. It's great to see him up here. And we're hoping to do some hanging out a little bit, maybe a little bit of other stuff together as he gets kind of set up and ready again to get back into YouTube. So, let's see. Can you tell us about the astrolapse? You're interested in getting how I did the astrolapse, Mike? So it's the interval mode on Sony cameras, and then you set up the interval timing to be like, well, for the Aurora, like 3 seconds is max. Otherwise, it's even that is really cutting it a little too long. I wish I had done like more of a 2-second interval and a 1-second shutter, but a 3-second interval is what I did. 2.5-second shutter, and then I think it was at 1250 ISO or something like that, and at f1.8, and then I let it run for 20, 30 minutes. 40 minutes maybe, some of them. And you can see, like, there was quite a bit of wind. I didn't have the best tripod for it. I had my little Peak Design one, but it did okay. So, but if I'd known that wind was going to knock the camera around that much, I probably would have put it closer to the ground or something, or shielded it with my car or whatever. Thank you, Fourth Gear. Jeremiah, yo, what's up? What drones are you bringing on the road trip? Bob Casey. So I'm probably going to bring the Air 3S. Well, I haven't totally decided yet if it's the Mini 5 Pro or Air 3S. It's one of those two, though. That's where I've narrowed it down to. Vacuum mounts for action cameras. Yeah, they work well as well, especially on glass. And I do use suction cup mounts for glass a lot. Jeremiah, I did. It's a 2023 Solar Octane color TRD Pro. Got a good deal on it too, with very low miles, like 20,000 miles. And so yeah, I was supposed to go pick it up late next week or early the week after that, somewhere in there. So I did show a picture of it earlier in the stream. I can show it again if you didn't see the picture though, Jeremiah. Let me know. Question is, does he have a Transport Canada ratings to fly here? Oh, Mike for food. Actually, I am going to get the, what is it, the lower level of Transport Canada rating. Just so that if I like really want to fly, I can. And but otherwise, I probably won't fly there. Just that'll be more ground camera stuff, I think. But I do know I can get the lower rating, the first rating, which is yeah, I got to look into the details of that too to see what it is. But anyway, so otherwise I'll just have to have you come with me. Because I know there's a certain level you can't go beyond because you basically have to be a Canadian. Which my brother's Canadian. He's dual citizen, so maybe he could get it for me and then just act as a pilot command. He doesn't want to. Anyway, I gotta get caught up here. Let's see. You got to do some drone stuff. April, May is great in the Rockies. Oh, I would love to. Yeah, that whole area, that drive, is really beautiful. All through that area is really, really beautiful. And even when you get into the Yukon, it's very different. Like, it's very Arctic, but even that has this really distinct beauty to it that I love. And so, yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to it because it's been. The last time I drove the Alcan, I think I was 19. So that's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. And every time I drove the Alcan before this was in a much crappier car. I mean, considerably crappier car. So this might actually be a lot more enjoyable experience this time because I'll be driving a really nice car for once. I thought about that the last couple. Oh my gosh. Some of the cars I've driven the Alcan in, like a 1976 Toyota Corolla that my dad and I rebuilt the engine on, and it had no shocks and no, like, it just, oh my gosh. It's amazing that every car I've ever driven up the Alcan has actually made it. Oh. I'll have my Starlink with me, so I'll be able to do live streams from the road as we go. Let's see. What do I think of the Avata 360 rumor to be? Great idea or gimmick? You know what? Knowing DJI, Mike, it's going to be a great implementation of it, especially because it sounds like they're going to flip the camera so you can do like actual FPV and then flip it and do a 360 drone too, which is a good idea. I don't think it's going to be under 250 grams though. Osmo 360 or Insta360 X5 fourth gear? That's a tough one. The Osmo 360 has better image quality, but Insta360 is so much better on the implementation of how you work with that software afterward. It is way, way better. I did do a whole video comparing the two though, fourth gear, if you want to see the image quality side by side. Hey Jeff, Air Fox Photography, good evening. Sparky, got to run? In Toyota for a tour. Really, Sparky? Oh, that would be amazing. But I have my route planned to go through Dallas right now, specifically because I want to come see you and meet in person, especially since we didn't get to do that the last time I was in Dallas working. So I will keep you updated, man. Yeah. Use the anti-gravity A1 much? So I used it a little bit when I did the initial review video that I did, and I have it. The weather has just been terribly unconducive for doing anything with drones. So it looks like it's shifting now. So my plan is to go out tomorrow and do some filming with it. And because I want to do a deep dive review on it, because it is a very interesting drone and it is very different from anything else on the market right now. And yeah. Mike Safe Harbor, your preferred video format is HLG. Could you please talk about the advantages and disadvantages between that and D-Log and D-Log-M on the Mavic 4 Pro? So I have not shot, in all, like, honesty, I haven't shot in HLG on the Mavic at all. Yeah, I've shot in D-Log and D-Log M. So I can't specifically say for the Mavic 4 because you're talking about the Mavic 4, right? Yeah, Mavic 4. So hybrid log gamma is a wide dynamic profile, so it does give you really good dynamic range. And then is it 10-bit on the Mavic 4 Pro? I don't know if is it 10-bit 420? Man. So one thing that's interesting about the Mavic series, both the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 4, the only one that shot a 10-bit 422 codec was the Mavic 3 Cine and the Mavic 4 Creator Combo. The rest will shoot a 10-bit 420 codec. So that really doesn't make a big difference unless you're trying to like track a lot of stuff in or like add in special effects or especially if you're like doing really deep color grading. Hasselblad. Let me see. There. Still photography, video resolutions. Getting closer. All eye. There it is. 420. HLG, D-Log M 420. Oh, say if you have the Creator Combo, HLG is 422 in the All Eye codec, and then 420 in the H.265 codec. So HLG, yeah, you can do. Okay, that's good to know. Anyway, so I haven't shot a lot on that. I used HLG a lot on the A7 III when I shot on that because that gave you the most dynamic range in that camera. But since then, I haven't really used it much. D-Log is a pretty well-known log profile that's really easy to color grade and gives you a lot of color depth. The reason a lot of people talk about shooting D-Log M is because if you have it in auto ISO, it will give you like an extra stop and a half or 2 stops of dynamic range in the highlights because it's taking two different readings. It's basically doing a dual gain output, 2 different readings of the sensor and then combining them to give you extra dynamic range that the sensor doesn't really give you just by itself. So, yeah, honestly, like a lot, I've been shooting in D-Log M on the Mavic 4 because it gives you that extra dynamic range, and right now I need it. But my favorite to color grade is still D-Log, just straight D-Log, because it just, there's something about it gives you a lot of color depth. So, okay, oh crap. And I just lost my chat. Back to here. Okay, where am I? 4th gear. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Got that already. Find a Forerunner. I did. Got that already. Okay, I know this is super. Got there. Okay, almost there. Jeremiah, might have a job getting utility pole imaging. Seems extremely repetitive, but hopefully it gets you into remote places, other creative material. Good thinking. Or, yeah. I mean, the job itself might be kind of repetitive, like most inspection work kind of is, or imaging, like that kind of stuff is pretty repetitive. But the possibilities of it taking you to really cool locations where then you can also enjoy that location while you're doing that work or after and before you do that work, I would say absolutely. And the thing is, you don't know if you're going to like it or hate it if you don't try it, so try it. That's my thought. Like, yeah. That's I would say, yeah, go for it, man. Let's see it. Forerunner. Okay, let me I'll plug this back in and show you real quick. So this is the one I'm picking up. Whoops, I gotta do this. This there. Right? Yeah. There it is. In all its glory. So, I'm pretty excited. I need you all to start thinking of names. I don't know what to name. It's got to be something Arctic because I live in the Arctic. And so but I started thinking, I was like, crap, that's not really a good color to like name something like, you know, I don't know. You can't name it polar bear or I have to get white. You know, or even some of the other ones like Denali or I was like, wow, that is really not an Arctic color, is it? But it's going to look amazing in the snow and drone shots. Hey, Preston. How's it going up there? You guys have warmed up quite a bit, right? I think I heard Gary say that. What are my thoughts on the original Mavic 3? Using mine for a while. Haven't upgraded Mavic 4 Pro or bought the Air 3S. The original Mavic 3 still has great image quality out of the main camera. Like, it really, really does. So the only thing you're getting above that is longer flight time, more of the smart features, and some of the newer, like, tech. But, like, it definitely better image quality, but it's like, it's not massively better. At least I don't think it is. It is better. I have to admit that. It definitely is better. Like, but, you know, better is like diminishing returns. Like, it's not like going from the original Mavic to the Mavic 2. That was a big step. And actually, the Mavic 2 to the Mavic 3 was another big step. So, anyway, but yeah, I mean, still a great drone. Paul, thank you. We've had a great week. Hope you have too. Gary Hegg said, Mavic 4 Creator Combo B&H right now, $39.98, includes 30-day. Wow, that's great, Gary. That's a good deal. Okay, microfood. Basic operations. You have your advanced flying for level 1 complex, but you need a SFOC to fly over 250. So then I might just be bringing my Mini 4 for that trip, for that leg of the trip. Anyway, the rest of it I'll do my Mini 5 or Air 3S. But for that one, I might just do the Mini 4 then. Because, yeah, I know I can get the basic operations. Let's see. Annual Productions. You've been using traditional older video camera. Panasonic thinking about moving to a DSLR format or mirrorless format. So, NHL, wait, you're using Panasonic? Video. Okay, so yeah. I mean, honestly, the C50 right now is phenomenal. It is an incredible video camera, and I freaking love it. It's mirrorless, small cinema camera. FX3 is really, really good. If you're comfortable more with like the camcorder video camera feel, then maybe look at FX6s, or that's a good one. That's in the Sony range. So it depends on the ecosystem you want to get to. Sony has the advantage of you're able to use a ton of third-party lenses and other stuff like that. In fact, I've got the Viltrox autofocus PL adapter, which is really cool. I'm messing with it. It's also very complicated, and I'm having to figure this thing out really. So that video will be coming very soon. But it's but that only works on Sony right now. So if you're wanting like the most options of everything, then look into the Sony ecosystem. FX3 is a great video camera, small video camera. Yeah, I'm in love with the C50 right now though. It just the image quality out of it is so good. Fourth Gear, I did say thank you for your super chat, didn't I? Thank you, both you and Mark H. I really appreciate you guys a lot. Okay, where are we? I'm almost caught up. Shooting cold weather. Friend told me to take the battery out of the drone, put it in a Ziploc bag, protects it from moisture buildup, varying temperatures, will work. Yeah, I mean, you could do that with any electronics. To keep moisture from building up on them is put them in a Ziploc bag before you come back into a warm environment, and then the condensation all forms on the bag, not so much inside the bag. I don't do that a lot. It just, if you let your gear warm up slowly, like while you're driving home in the car or something like that, it's not going to be an issue. The biggest thing is keep that battery warm before you start flying. Once you're flying, the battery will stay warm enough on its own just because you're pulling power off of it. But yeah. Mike, you're welcome, Mike. It's cool they've changed the rules. Advanced can fly beyond visual line of sight with a visual observer up to 3.7 kilometers. Is that what the rules are there now? I hate to say this, but the U.S. is falling so far behind in the drone world. We're just being regulated out of existence, which is unfortunate. Mind your drone business. Hello. Way to go. Bob Casey, if you have any questions, ask. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for that. That's way too clean. Paul, it won't be clean for long. Although I'm already talking to several good ceramic coating shops in the area to go. So, like, and actually what I might end up, well, yeah, I'm going to get that thing ceramic coated before I drive it to Alaska for sure. And And I might even get the PPF wrap on the front just because that's where typically most of the damage will happen from rocks driving up the Alaska Highway. But yeah, I'm very much like, oh Lord, I'm gonna off-road the thing. Like I'm gonna drive it around and go places, but I'm gonna do some stuff to protect it first because I do want to keep it nice. Like, I like nice stuff before I start, modifying it a lot, cutting into it to put like others. Equipment on it and all that. Anyway, very, very easily spotted the sofa rescue. Yeah. Also, there's two. Well, there will be two. There's one other 4Runner up here that color, and then there will be mine. So it'll be very hard to go, well, that wasn't me. If somebody has a problem. Crimson Tundra. Ooh, I kind of like that name. Crimson Tundra. Nice fourth gear. Preston, yeah, I got that's why I got the one in Oregon. Well, for one, even in the lower 48, like it was a very good deal down there. But it is like $10,000 less than it would be up here. Minimum $10,000 less. So yeah, and they were kind of like, well, it doesn't have like the regular Predator side steps that come with the TRD Pro and something else. Two options which I care nothing about, and so that helped negotiating. I didn't let them know I didn't care about them, but it definitely helped me, us to get to a place where I wanted to be price-wise. So, yeah. Been watching you for years. Orchin. Oh, Orchin. That's cool. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you could stay with the A7 III for a while longer. That is still a great camera. Saul Martinez, do you know if quality is affected when using Canon VCM lenses for photography compared to the regular prime lenses? Thanks in advance. Not that I've noticed. I'm using the VCM lens now. I use a VCM lens on my R5 Mark II quite a bit. And, you do need to have lens corrections turned on or use lens corrections in Lightroom and stuff because they do need to be corrected, like as far as for distortion and bowing and stuff. But they're still really sharp lenses. They're really, really good. I really like them a lot. Orchin lived and grew up in London, 31 years. Wow. Istanbul since 2009. Are you from are you from Istanbul originally? Are you Turkish? Are you British? Right? Anyway, that's awesome. Really want to become a full-time content creator, not employed at the moment either. Any suggestions? Or do I need help with any upcoming projects? I wish. The suggestions is one, you live in a cool place. Turkey is a very cool place. So you have no shortage of neat places to go and film and photograph and stuff like that. The main thing is figure out what you love to do the most, like what type of content you like to create the most, and then just create that and be super consistent about creating that type of content. If you wanted to be like a travel guy going around Turkey, showing off the coolest places to go see and eat or whatever, then do that. If you want to talk about photography and stuff, then obviously you have some really cool locations to go photograph and do stuff there too. I would love to come visit Turkey sometime. iFix forgot I existed. Good to see you still. Thanks, iFix. I'm not dead yet. If anybody's seen Monty Python, oh my gosh. Sometimes I make a reference and I'm like, wow, I'm old. Yep, I'm getting up there. Anyway, any good recommendations for a reasonably priced vlogging camera other than the DJI brand? It's for social media, so can you max out at 1080? Other than DJI? Like you don't want to use DJI at all? Or do you care? Because otherwise I would say get an Action 4 and get a Mic 2 or a Mic Mini. And those two would be it. Action 4s are pretty cheap right now. Yeah, so that's what I would do. or a Pocket 2, like something like that. Loading fish mode, yeah, I think it's colder for you guys right now than it is up here. Although we're in the like low teens right now, so it's not terribly warm, but it's been snowing a lot. Not as much as you all, but it has been snowing a fair amount. But the other thing is, like everybody's like, oh, we deal with snow all the time. I'm like, yeah, but we're equipped to deal with snow. Well, not you wouldn't know it from watching the roads 2 days ago on Monday. Most of those people were not equipped to deal with snow, and they shouldn't have been driving, But as far as like Alaska goes, we have a fair amount of equipment for handling snow and all of that. So it's, a lot of the places that just got hit with hard snow or even ice storms, which are much worse, they don't have the equipment to deal with that level of snowfall generally. So yeah. Highly recommend ceramic coating. Yeah, I've never had it on any of my vehicles before, but it is going on this one. And I talked to one shop, and they were like, well, if you can spare like 3 days, we can do I think it's a like 7 to 10 year coating where it's like, multiple layers and all of that. And they were like, and they kind of like, honestly, with that, like you can take some pretty big hits and just buff it out, and it's not that big a deal. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go. Just because, yeah. Anyway, but I might still do the PPF wrap, at least just on the front of the hood, or the front of the car in general, just to help with bugs and rock chips. We'll see. Thanks, iFix. I appreciate that. It's been fun. It's been quite a journey. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Sunburn, Blaze Runner, Firestarter. Ooh, Firestarter. I like that one too. Spicy Nugget. Nope. Cheeto, Mango Missile. No. Sunny D. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh. Some of these are going. Wow. Clement Tank. That's awesome. Over easy. Oh my gosh. The Mango Missile. No. I do like Blaze Runner. That's pretty good. Blaze Runner is pretty good. Firestarter, I like that one too. PPF for sure. Preston, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. At least on the front side. But then I'm like, I go off road enough where I'm like branches and stuff is swiping by the car. I'm like, maybe I should just do the whole car. For now, I say this and I'm like, but again, like, am I going to sell this car? Like, I kept my other 4Runner all the way up until like 2 years ago. I did nothing to it. I kept it just bone stock and was like, no, if I ever need it. And then I was like, nobody's going to buy this 330,000 mile car from you. Why don't you make it into the car you want and just like and enjoy the crap out of it? And so that's what I did. So this new one, I'm like, yeah, it's probably the same boat. Like, why not just go straight to what I want to do? So that's probably what I'm going to do. But I can still keep it nice. Urban Academics. You have a question. Really want to get your drone footage as good as yours. You want to buy an Inspire 2 and work with that. This is purely for a hobby, but you can't ignore the Inspire 3. You're talking a massive investment. Honestly, I would get a Mavic 4 and just use that. Almost the vast majority of the footage you've seen shot on my channel has been shot on a Mavic 3, Mavic 4, or Air 3S, those drones. So I would start with one of those personally. The Inspire series is really built and set up to be used by 2 people all the time. It's really difficult to fly it solo. And, it does have really good image quality, but honestly, like the Mavic 4, I would say is pretty much on par and even surpasses the Inspire 2 in a lot of ways in the image quality. So that's my 10 cents. I would get a Mavic 4 and I would just go for it. A Mavic 4 Fly More combo, which there are links in the descriptions of my videos that you can use to purchase from like Amazon or eBay or other places that have them in stock. And I do appreciate it when you guys use my affiliate links. I'm telling you, I don't know how to express it other than to say thank you for using affiliate links, because it does make a very big difference on what I'm able to do on this channel. It really does. I fixed this retired legend out of here. Hi, peace, man. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to have you here again. Jeremiah, yeah, sliders are one of the. So I'm gonna do a C4 low profile bumper on the front with a light bar and eventually a winch, and then sliders are the next like armor that I'm gonna put on the truck, because there's a few places I've driven where I'm like, I should really have sliders. And so, definitely doing that. HLG3 on the A7 III looks really good. It does look really good. That's what I shot on the A7 III a lot, honestly. FX3, A7 IV. I would, if you're looking at that like as an additional camera, 100% A7 V. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't get the FX3 because that's really at the end of its life cycle. Yeah, absolutely, 100% I would get the A7 V. It is a brilliant camera. Yeah. Exactly, fourth gear. Let's see. 8 degrees now feels like 0. Oh, see, for us, since we were at well below 0 for a really long time, this like single digit to lower teen temperatures feels so nice and warm. It's ridiculous. Jeremiah, color correction, ceramic, then keep it out of car washes and don't brush the snow off it with a brush. Leaf blower works really well. I generally keep mine in the car or in the garage so the snow just melts off. But yeah. But yeah, so that's what any of the shops I've talked to that have like really, really good ratings and stuff like that. And the reason I don't want to do it myself is I've never done it before. I don't have a lot of time, and I want to make sure it gets done really, really well. And like, yeah. So, and I can also blame somebody else if it goes wrong. But yeah, it's all about talking like it's do a paint correction, do the ceramic coating, and then we'll go from there. But yeah. Just to make sure you have them do the PPF first, then the ceramic coating. Yeah, yep. So, born in Turkey, London, UK nationality, passport. Nice. But London's a harder place to do content. There's cool places in London, not gonna lie. Like, I've been to London. There's some neat spots there. But at least for me, like what I like, nature and outdoor stuff, then I would 100% rather be in Turkey. But also that's my perspective. Your perspective might be very different. Like not living there full time is easy to say that. Just like a lot of people go, I would love to be in Alaska. And then they go live here. They're like, holy crap, it's cold and dark a lot. And it's way harder to do stuff than I thought. So yeah. Name idea Aurora, since it's red in color. Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought about doing that, Aurora, but I was like, it's really orange for Aurora. But then I'm like, it's not bad. So, Red Rider. Bob, actually, I do kind of like that. Although, yeah, it might be. Good thing about recent snow is that I was able to get some Urban Academics. Thank you very much. No, you're not. You're not, man. You're not. Just work with those 2 drones, man. Those are great drones. They have great image quality. It just is like, go put a ton of time in with those drones and you'll see yourself improve. Nice loading fish mode. Yeah, snow footage is awesome. As you say, maybe use Turkey to shoot travel videos, other type of content. Start there if you ever want to come to Istanbul or Turkey. Oh, thank you. I would love to come sometime. Red Aurora Rider. Hey, there we go. Nice. Mind your drone business. That's awesome. All right, Preston. Peace, man. Have a good night. Hope you're doing well. You want to go up to Dalton with me this summer with the new truck? All the way to Dead Horse. Got to get it all the way to the Dead Horse. Far north as you can drive in the U.S. Let's see. Hey, I'm caught up just toward the end of the stream too. Eric Rose Bahamas. Hi from the Bahamas again. Any new thoughts on the Canon R6 Mark III? I still haven't had the chance to use it. I do love the C50, and it's basically the same sensor. So I mean, I've got a buddy who uses it. He loves it. He does wildlife stuff in Kodiak. He says it's fantastic. So I would say it's excellent. I'm going to rent one and do an A7 V versus R6 III comparison, though. And so I don't know when I'll get a chance to do that. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Maybe that'll be part of my road trip series. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Because I got to go through Colorado, Utah. Yeah, now we're talking. Huh, might do that. Emil, hola, ¿cómo está? Am I doing something wrong with my camera? Sometimes your GoPro 12, 13 films better than my Sony A6700 Cinetone picture profile. Well, so GoPro does a lot to their image to like saturate it. It's very saturated, super saturated. That makes it look good, and they sharpen it a lot. The A6700 has great image quality, but you probably are looking going, I wish there was more saturation, because you're used to looking at the GoPro stuff. So you could push the saturation a little bit, or but I really find like S-Cinetone has a really beautiful natural look to it. But sometimes you do need to add a little bit of contrast. So pull your shadows down a little bit, pull your highlights up a little bit, and then add a little saturation, or lower the midtones a little bit. That'll saturate the midtones a little more too, which is where most of your color lives. So that's my advice in like 10 seconds or less, because the end of the stream is coming and I have to cook dinner for my family. But yeah. Mike for Food, question about how you use sticks on the drone controller. Do you use 2 fingers or just your thumbs, or is there no wrong way? Mike for Food, my philosophy is this: do what works for you. I am typically a pincher, so it's thumb and index fingers, because I feel like I get a nice level of fine control that way. However, sometimes, especially in gloves, that is not a good way to fly, and so then it's thumbs. But typically I use 2 fingers. I know a lot of people that they're just thumbs, and they do really, really well at it. And so I'd say do whatever feels good and feels right to you, and then just do it that way all the time. That's the thing I tell people a lot, and in videos coming up where I'm talking more about like how to improve filmmaking or photography or whatever, or how to, like, you know, is this the A7? Yeah, this is the A7 V. I have an A7S III sitting here too. You know, you get a new camera and you're like, wow, there's a lot of buttons, and I'll get them all set up the way I think I want them and stuff like that, but then it takes a while to get that in. The way to do that, and the way to get fast with a camera and to learn, you know it, so that you don't have to think about what you're doing as much with the camera as much as what you're just shooting, is to get it set up and then just use it that way. And just use it, and that builds that muscle memory, and it locks everything in, because you are literally building pathways in your brain to make those connections. And the more you do it, the stronger those connections get, which means the faster you can do stuff and not have to think about it, stuff like that. So I'd say when you're doing things like with a drone, if you pinch and you fly pinching and you feel comfortable with that, then do that and just do it. If you like just doing your thumbs, then just do your thumbs and just do it and stick with that. Don't go back and forth, because then you're essentially going, okay, muscle memory is this, and now muscle memory is this, and now muscle memory is this, and so you're having a much harder time building those connections in your brain than if you just stick with one way. It builds much faster. So I hope that makes sense. Neuroplasticity is a really fun and interesting thing. Yeah. Mark H, still trying to conquer using gloves below 0.5. I hate using gloves. That's why I use gloves to like pop off finger tips, because I just, the physical feel of the controls and the buttons is still really important to me. So yeah. Or I just take my gloves off, my hands just freeze for a bit, and then I warm them up later. Orchin, the Mavic 4 is incredible. Love the Mavic, the Pro 2 controller. Yeah, me too. It's really great. Phantom 3 had Phantom 4, Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian. Nice. Early minis, Air 2S, Mavic 4 Pro is amazing. Agreed. It is incredible. And I'm glad, at least here in the U.S., you are lucky you're not, as far as being able to get future drones. I'm glad we made it to the Mavic 4 and the Air 3S and the Mini 5, at least here in the U.S., because those are drones I can literally go, as long as I can get batteries and parts and keep from crashing them, I can happily fly those for the next 5 years. They're phenomenal. So, yeah, that's it. People said you're doing it wrong. I don't think, I disagree. Like, you might be doing it wrong because they don't do it that way and they can't figure out why you do it that way, but that doesn't make it wrong. Like, there are some things that, yeah, you need to do a certain way because it's supposed to be done that way. But when it comes to flying drones, I don't think there's that way. By the way, Osmo Nano really surprised me with its quality. Basically an Action 5 in a tiny body. Would you still recommend the Action 6 for action and underwater stuff? I mean, honestly, I'm with you. The Nano is phenomenal. It's really great. I would just stick with that. The Action 6 is good, but I don't think there's enough, like, you don't have a big jump in image quality and you don't have a big jump in features, really. The only issue might be overheating with the Nano if you get into really hot areas, but yeah. So the Nano is awesome, really. Really is. You're covering the Junior, Eric Rose behind Junior Junkaroo parade here tomorrow night, something like Carnival, and the cold weather is here, 68 degrees. Oh my Lord. I don't know how you will survive. Sorry. Well, it might have been a little too much sarcasm there, but no. In all seriousness, Eric, like, have fun, man. Do a good job. Enjoy it. It should be a blast. So, all right. That's it. I'm going to wrap the stream up because I got to go cook dinner for my family. My wife is currently out of town. So, last question. Okay, Mike, for food, you got the last question. Is the real reason I bought the 4Runner in the lower 48 because you got to come through Canada so you can buy some DJI products? It might have crossed my mind. It may. I have several Best Buys mapped out in Calgary. So it's possible. I may have thought that. Yes, possible. Let's see. Did the Shimoda Side Country feel more comfortable to explore on longer hikes? I still prefer the Explorer for longer hikes. The belt buckle is helpful for weight on long hikes, and yeah. Thanks, Orchin. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in from Turkey. I hope you either get some sleep or take a nap today or, something, because you're up really early. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I know I didn't really have any, specific stuff to talk about, but thanks for your questions. Thank you for super chats. I really do appreciate that a lot. And then for those of you that use the affiliate links in the videos, it means a lot. It helps a lot, and it makes it possible for me to do a lot of the videos that you've seen on this channel, which is go to some of these insane locations and, spend 3 days putting together a video that might earn like $100. So anyway, in the meantime, be safe, be smart. I will see you all again soon in the next one. Cheers, everybody.